Morning,
Yo,
Mark. Morning, Mark.
good morning, Andrew.
Glad to have you here.
Thanks, man. It's good to be here again. Another live stream Thursday. What do you call it, actually?
I call it a FlutterFlow live stream. I don't know. It should just be like no code UI live stream, I guess.
Yeah,
Um, the goal is that we build and teach, and you know, I just had it as a place where I could teach FlutterFlow, to people. So
yeah,
that's how it started when I was at FlutterFlow. Um, and the goal was just to showcase what's actually possible. Because I
yeah,
saw so many people not know what's possible, or not know how to do things in
yeah,
in FlutterFlow. So it was like, hey, let's just dive on, right? Let's have a place and a time where uh, we can essentially just build live and showcase what it's like to build real products in a beautiful interface like FlutterFlow.
yeah,
So develop visually during my time. Sorry, just yeah, and then post FlutterFlow, I've just sort of been building apps that we've been doing for Kaleo, like
yeah,
internally, live, announcing new features. I think it's awesome, even with the proliferation of AI tools
mm,
and the really the climate of development and agencies and all that stuff. Like it's very volatile right now,
mm.
and this is actually great because I sort of wanted to talk about this like. So I'm gonna try to turn on some lights in here.
Oh,
Uh,
there we go.
am I too dark? Am I too? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna.
No worries. I think
Ooh.
also like being able to answer questions too. Like I've seen a bunch of people hop on, ask a question, you answer it, and they're like, "All right, thanks, and peace out." You know?
Hey, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's sort of the goal. Like being a place where people can come and they can sort of get maybe a little advice or experience from somebody outside of themselves, right? Kareem, thanks for joining, dude. Now, I did mention I wanted to try sort of how to set up emails within the prayer
Yeah,
app because we're gonna have like that's one thing that's keeping us back from launching small groups in the app is like when you send an invite, we want to like invite somebody to the app, send an email because they don't have the app. We create a user for them. We send them an email, the ability to download the app, log in, etc. So I was gonna do that, but man, in all honesty, it would just be me failing over and over again. I was working on it this morning. There's a bunch of rules you have to set up. You have to set up a build ship flow, and um,
thanks.
anyways, I have a build ship flow already set up. I'm just running into issues with like Firebase rules and all this stuff. It would be me just fiddling and failing, and it would be very annoying, I think, to
Yeah.
watch. So I'm not gonna do that. Sorry, I'm just gonna
No worries. Welcome,
work on this.
Fred. Good to have you join us. Rijswijk,
Yeah, yeah.
are you from the Netherlands? But anyways, you were saying something before you jumped off, which was like about something being volatile with all the AI and the
Man,
landscape.
yeah.
Tell me
Yep.
about it.
Yeah, just like, where do we go as designers, developers, tech people that build for other people? Like what does the future hold for us? Do we all go to AI? Does AI do everything?
Yeah,
Do all these vibe code tools work? Like, is that what we're doing? Or does visual development still play a piece and a part in it? For me, I think the goal, right? I think right now we're in the beginning stages of this AI revolution, right? Where uh, there are these vibe code tools, there are things that you can do prompt to app essentially. I mean,
yeah,
Dreamflow is doing this, Bolt, Lovable, etc. And there's some good results that you get. Um, but product products are not built in one prompt. They're not. They every product is built in an iterative process, and this doesn't matter what happens, whether it's traditional products, whether it is uh, digital products, right? When I say a product, I mean an application. I'm now talking about application. Physical products like this cup, right? Like, yeah, there's going to be iterations on this cup.
That's
Or
true.
like digital products as well. Software is developed over a time period, and there's always feedback, there's always iteration, there's always revisions, there's always new features. There's constantly bug fixes, no matter who you work with, humans, AI, experienced team, non experienced team. I mean, I worked with some of the most brilliant engineers at FlutterFlow. They were amazing. And we still experience bugs, right? We had things that
Mm,
did not work. We had things that we thought worked that didn't work when we launched a feature. Like this always will happen.
yeah.
And the goal of any product should be to reduce the amount of bugs that are present when you launch, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And to have the ability to quickly iterate on new features, new requests, improvements to the end user experience. Okay. So keep that in mind when we think about product development. I want to also just encourage people because I think, yeah, I have a lot of opinions, but uh, it's very easy to lose hope or to lose vision of what we're actually trying to accomplish. Uh, in the space of software development, I want to just reference history, right? It's
Mhm.
important that we understand ourselves in the context of those that have come before us. We didn't fall out of the coconut tree, whatever that quote is. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But like we have to understand ourselves within the context of time, and in order for us to do that, we have to look back 40 years, 50 years. There were no software developers, right? Like everything was paper and pencil, and then computers came along, and then people started developing computers.
Yeah. The good old days.
Yeah, right. And then software became more right, more proliferated. There was more and more software developed, more and more computers, personal computers. Um, Andrew Kim, thanks for joining, dude. He was just, I think he was commenting. He has an amazing new email product, which I think I'll try out. I think I'll try out. That's sort of the goal. But so yeah, software developers came to be, right? Where when more and more computers came to be.
Yeah.
And then the internet, right? That was before the internet happened. Computers, right? Software. We had actual like floppy disks and
Yeah.
CDs,
I remember that.
and then hardware developers, software developers, and then the internet happened, and then we have web developers, we have app developers, and then the
Yeah.
iPhone happened, and then we have mobile developers, right? Like there's always this evolution of jobs that happen with technological innovation and advancement. So now, with the proliferation of AI, software is becoming less expensive, right?
Mm.
Everything starts as really expensive.
Yeah.
These visual development platforms have allowed us to decrease the cost to launch products, right? Because now more people can do what needs to be done, right?
Yeah.
Before, I mean, dude, when I started developing apps 12 years ago now, an average application, mobile application, was 200 grand if you wanted
That's
to like
crazy,
develop
man.
it in the United States, right?
Yeah.
Like, and those agencies would use offshore help, right? For sure. Now you could
Yeah.
develop apps for like 20 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand, but they were terrible. They were absolutely terrible. I mean, barely usable. Then visual development platforms came along. You can develop a high quality application for 40 to 60 grand. Depends on what you want, right?
Yeah.
Features and stuff like that. And now AI will come along, right? And so this is the sorry guys,
Yeah.
I'm just giving my opinions
It's
on
good though, man.
I want to offer encouragement to people because I think we can sometimes get lost in the Twitterverse of negativity and blatantly incorrect statements that are meant
Yeah.
to
And
foster
all the
engagement.
memes of people freaking out with like AI and stuff, you know?
Yeah, for
Like,
sure. Like AI is great, and AI has improved exponentially over the last 2 years, right? And exponentially over the last 6 months and over the last 2 months, right? Like it's getting better and better continually. So to ignore AI is not the proper format or mindset to have. The ability
yeah.
to utilize AI within the context of what you're actually trying to build and deliver, right? So if you're a startup founder, like you want to know, or maybe hopefully you want, like as a builder myself, I want to know what I'm building. And that's why I'm not doing this email thing with build shit. Like, dude, I don't know code. I don't
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not a developer. I know how to build beautiful products, intuitive, functional products that users can use, interact with, and hopefully want to continue to come back to. Um, but like the whole back end side of things and development side of things is a cluster in my mind, let's just say. It gets me pretty confused. And that's the same way with some of these vibe code tools. Like, will AI always understand? Will AI always be able to give you the results you want? Um, so far, the answer is no. Will that always be the case? I don't know. Probably not, right?
Yeah.
But you will always need uh, a context that you can understand, right? Like if code was easy, everybody would learn to code, obviously. Like the
Yeah.
average salary 2 years ago was like 250 grand, or whatever it was, like 120, depending on where you live. Like everybody would learn to code. Not everybody wants to learn to code, like
Yeah.
period. Just like not everybody wanted to learn how to develop a website, but they wanted an e-commerce store. Shopify came along. Boom, proliferation of sites. WordPress came along. Boom, proliferation of websites, proliferation of web businesses, right? Because it's a visual development platform. What WordPress still like maintains like 48% of the market share, I think, on the internet.
Serious?
48% of websites are built with WordPress. At least that's what the stat was like a year and a half ago.
That's wild,
So
man.
yeah, but like that's the point. It's like it's easy to use. Like you don't have to know code. You can build essentially anything with plugins. So yeah, if AI could do that, where and the beauty of WordPress, the beauty of visual development is you always have access, you always have control over what you want to build. Um, there are templates, yeah, templates that you can utilize that help you. But you can also have control over what you want. You can always use you can always use CSS to
Yeah.
edit or adjust the design, the layout, etc. So the same thing with apps, man. Same thing with products. Like we want these vibe code tools in a visual development platform like FlutterFlow, NordCraft, which
Yeah.
is used to be ToddleDev, WeWeb. These are all excellent platforms. Webflow for me, I love their AI agent because it will create a style guide for me. It'll create layouts for me. It'll give me options for layouts. Like I don't have to use any of it, and I can
Yeah.
always adjust it. Right, as a builder, I have a vision, so I want to implement that vision, especially for like clients. And I think this is another important point in the world of AI, when things anybody can create anything. The hard part is no longer creating the thing. The hard part is standing out from the others that have created the same thing. Differentiation is key. Audience and uh, oh man, what's the word I'm looking for? Gaining an audience and keeping an audience is the
Target.
important thing now. Yeah, exactly. Acquiring uh, users is going to be the thing. How do you do that? You stand out, right? Like, yes, McDonald's is a popular food place. Obviously, they standardize certain things. But if you're looking for a good, healthy meal, you ain't going to McDonald's. Same
Yeah.
thing with
Yeah.
software. You could probably find, there's a bunch of really crappy products out there that you could use that maybe, function in a certain way. But for people that want to, one, if people are looking to develop products, right? Yeah, they can use AI to, I think Solve Smart did it. Yeah, this is amazing, right? Utilizing AI to prototype ideas, get a first idea out there, say, hey, this is what it would look like. This is sort of what the function would be. Um, for sure. We need to like replace the common prototyping in Figma,
Mm.
period. It's just not a great model. You need stuff that sort of interacts with data, that is responsive, that interacts with live data. I think this is super important. But
Yeah.
building real products requires iteration. And if that iteration is simply through prompts um, and tokens, talk about the environment. We won't even get into that.
So then what does that mean for like your average, like, designer and like design engineer, like the people building FlutterFlow and those agencies?
Yeah,
What do you think? What's like a good process or good steps to take now?
I think it's utilizing AI to help prototype, right? Get an idea out there, sketch out an idea, provide clarity and wisdom. And so by wisdom, sorry, AI is not really going to provide wisdom, but it can provide clarity, right? So like a process that we do at FlutterFlow that is easily replicable in AI is user flow wireframes, right? Some basically taking a
Yeah.
list of things and saying, hey, this is the application, this PRD is the application. And at a very high level, this is what we needed to do. There's going to be 5 main screens for a buyer. There's going to be 6 main screens for a seller. It's a two-sided
Yeah.
marketplace. We need, to view a screen, check out, create
Yeah.
carts, manage orders, message. From a seller, we need to create listings, manage listings, inventory, orders, messages, store profile, etc. So it's really easy to say, hey, take this PRD essentially and create a wireframe, create a user flow for me. And there's plenty of tools out there. Like Whimsical is a good one that I think could do this pretty well. Miro has sort of uh, iterated on this, but there's tools where we can now automate that, right? We don't have to create that user flow. Now it's great to have a map. You always want to know where you're going, right? With AI, you don't. There's a black box. So there's still a process, right? And we still need to understand that there's a process as builders. We're selling that process to our clients. That process is, hey, we can still iterate fast, right? We'll utilize AI within the context of what we're building. We're not utilizing AI to generate every single thing because, in essence, again, and another thing, right? Developers like the AI in Cursor and V0 and Windsurf, super great, right? It's amazing, it really is. But still, you need to know code in order to utilize that effectively, right? Effectively.
Yeah.
You could utilize it well if you don't know code. But for the vast majority of us that don't want to learn code or don't know how to learn code, like that our minds don't work that way, right? We have left brains and right brains.
Yeah.
Um, like
It's a
we
conspiracy.
want a visual interface, right? We want an ability to edit things in a format that we understand and comprehend, which is why designers use Figma, right? Like they want a
Yeah.
freeform canvas. So something like that is going to be very beneficial in the future. Where we
Yeah.
can, where the future is, again, in my opinion, is this bridge of visual development platforms and AI to help. WeWeb, for example, have done a great job. Generation, UI generation, feature generation, great. Do it in the context of what you're trying to build. You don't need AI to create an entire Airbnb app, right? It's not going to. AI can't, AI really can't do every single functionality that it needs to in that context. But it
Yeah.
could generate maybe the UI for a vast majority of the product. And then you could come in and you could work on each feature piece by piece, and AI could help you and you could tweak it. So these are the things that are needed in order for products to be developed. And really, again, like at Kaleo, we sell a process. We are here to help launch a product, right? We use FlutterFlow primarily to do that because
Yeah.
it allows us to develop quickly. It allows us to expand code, and it allows us to develop intentional, beautiful, interactive experiences, right?
Yeah.
You can go hire a dev agency that uses AI to develop an application, and you will get a dev experience with maybe a little better UI than what was possible 5 years ago, 10 years ago, right? Because
Yeah.
now developers have the ability to utilize AI to generate pretty decent designs because they're built off of frameworks. Will they be
Yeah.
anything revolutionary? No, not really. They're going to be pretty much one of the same. It's going to be a cookie cutter design, much better than it was 12 years ago, period, or even 3 years ago, period, but there's no intentionality behind it. For each product that we build, we try to be intentional in how we build it for the clients and for the end users. And we try to understand, okay, who are we building for? Let's understand the context of that. Sometimes we're not building for mass audiences, right? We're rarely ever building like the next
Yeah.
TikTok or the next Instagram. We're usually building niche products that have a high earning potential because they do a specific thing for a specific audience, right?
Right.
Building a two-sided marketplace. We're, we've built one for athletes to communicate with pro athletes, right? We're not building an Airbnb. We're building a platform where you can find workout plans from athletes you like, and you can
Yeah.
purchase the workout plans. You can communicate with the pro. These are things that are at a high level, it's the same as any other marketplace. At the specific level, right, you need highlights of what the athlete has done. You need the ability to create these workout plans, which is way more complicated than just a listing or a product, right? It's not just sending a Google link, it's creating a daily workout, creating this, creating a daily workout, a 3-day workout, a 7-day workout, a 30-day workout for individual plans for individuals on that
Yeah.
have purchased from you. So, anyways, sorry, dude. I know that's a lot of talk,
No,
a
but
lot
it's
of
really good.
thoughts.
Because like
We can,
especially right now, there is that kind of like everyone's asking me, people who don't, do design or building apps and stuff. They're always asking me like, hey, so like, are you gonna be out of a job in a few months? Like so many people have been asking me that. I'm like, well, I sure hope not.
exactly.
But what I usually tell people is like,
Yeah.
from my experience of like working with, I know you have way more experience, but working with the clients, a lot like so many people they come with this idea, but they have no idea how it will work or what how to they have
Yeah.
an idea they have this idea of a goal, of what to accomplish,
Hmm.
but they don't know how to get there. And so I've seen
Yep.
so many meetings where it's basically almost like business consulting them, helping them
100%.
build their
Yep.
vision and understand what their product will actually be. And I
Yep.
do that.
Exactly. And yeah, and like that's sort of the human touch. Now, AI can help as
For
an
sure.
assistant as well, but AI is again, right? You need like an agent for each thing. You need an AI agent for ideation, product vision, and all of this, and then you need an AI agent for design and development, and then launch and marketing and all of this other stuff, right? It's like, man, you have to build a team. But that's where we come in as the human touch, right? And we're like, look, we have 40 years of experience between us all. Um, and we want to help, right? You launch a product successfully. And so, yeah, we do that in a context that makes sense
Yeah.
for iteration, right? Because again, traditional development, yeah, you can iterate, but it just takes time. And that's why FlutterFlow as a team, right, in the early days, that's why we were so good, right? That's why we gained so many users because we were constantly launching features, which is very beneficial. Vibe coding is very hard to do because half the time it's rebuilding half of another feature as well as the one you're trying to work on. So once they get context rich, right, then or context feature and context rich within the platform or within those platforms, it'll be a lot easier to sort of iterate quickly with AI tools. But again, utilizing it for a majority of like busy work is great. And we want to do that, right? Like I want to use these tools eventually. I want to be able to just, well, I don't want to prompt it. I really want to build it, right? But it's not just because I want to build it. It's because I want there to be a level of intentionality. I want to stand out from the competition, right? Like we don't want to build products that everybody else has built. We want to build products that everyone else has built, but we've built it better, right? Like that we can set you apart, that niche apart,
Yeah.
to for you to actually gain users. So try to do that successfully. It's not
Yeah.
always the case, right? There's building products, there's launching products, and then there's gaining users and running an actual business where you can
Yeah.
generate income. So all of those things are difficult. But another before we dive into building, and guys, we'll build. Sorry, we'll build in FlutterFlow. I just wanted to get this off my chest. I feel like, uh,
Yeah.
man, I've just been on Twitter all week and lots of negativity, lots of man, just people just saying a bunch
Yeah.
of noise, and it's like, homie, nobody really understands this. We're all just speaking from the context of where we're sitting and what we want to happen. And I'm doing that too. I'm doing
Yeah.
that right now, right? I'm sitting from the context of where I want what I want things to go, right? Personally, yeah, 100%. Um, I think it's a beneficial mindset, and I think it's a beneficial place for us all to go. Um, but yeah, I just want to be an encouragement because another thing that AI does is it provides us the ability to have instead of 100 digital products in a space, 1,000 digital products in a space. Well, guess what? As builders, right? Just like when there was no indoor plumbing, how many plumbers were there? 10 in the entire country? And then indoor plumbing happened. Bathrooms were in every house. Well, how many plumbers do we need now? Yeah, we need like 1,000, right? We need a bunch of plumbers. We need a bunch of software developers. we're going to need a bunch of vibe coders or builders or designers to take on. Our job tasks are going to change, but the amount of work that we're going to have is
Mm.
going to increase because there's more digital products in the marketplace. So again, I don't want to be like, there's so much doom and gloom in this sphere, right? Mostly on design and
Yeah.
dev Twitter. So much craziness, but there's always a future. And so if we can get to that place where we get over these initial concepts of tools, because they're sort of concepts, they're sort of working. I mean, dude, you even go to Lovable site and you look at the examples. Half the examples aren't even live anymore. Not half, but there's a number of them. I went to like their showcase and I clicked on some links and they're
Yeah.
like not live anymore. But I don't know. You can build. That doesn't mean you can't build, right? FlutterFlow was the same in the early days. Clicked on links, like there's a bunch of crappy examples because now anything's possible, which is again the reason why we wanted to do the live stream. We wanted to show that you could produce quality applications in FlutterFlow, which you can. And I think once they sort of get this Dreamflow plus FlutterFlow
Mm.
together and they move forward with that, I think that's where the benefit will be. That's where they'll really hit the product market fit in this
Yeah.
new age. So, all right, cool. We are launching an app, Mark. We're launching a prayer app is one of the things, right? We're trying to
I'm
stand
getting
out from the
there.
competition. You can go to you can go. I challenge you to challenge us, right? Go to a vibe code tool and try to build something like we've built,
Yeah.
because it's fun, right? Like I really enjoy building. Um, that's why we want to do this. I also really enjoy prayer, spirituality, and a larger meaning to life than what we see on Twitter. I see there's so much,
Yeah.
anxiety, uh, fear, hopelessness in the world. And, our goal for this app is just to provide a small bit of hope for people looking for it, a place to find hopefully some meaning in life. I think that also, like, I don't know, we'll see. We may do a live stream just over the Know Him app and, like a real live stream, not just like a building live stream. It's not going to be a design one.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where I'll get my spiritual outtake, of like outpouring of what's on my heart, so that I don't have to muddy the waters. But I do want to still give like proper business advice and some clarity because I think, Christians in the workplace, just spiritual people in the workplace, like we've been condemned and ridiculed and uh, thrown out the window so often over the last 30 years, probably 50 years, 70 years. Um, and I really feel like there's a resurgence happening where people are they're tired. They're tired of the emptiness of frameworks in the world that just say they're
Yeah.
meaningless, right? Like as humans, we can see that we aren't meaningless. There's some
For
intentionality
sure.
behind us, and the more you get into software development and coding, you'll see that there's intentionality behind almost every product. So, all right, we'll finally get in. 30 minutes in. Sorry for my
Oh
30
man,
minute
it was
rant,
good. It
guys.
was a
Um,
fine.
it's a
It
TED
was,
Talk.
man. It was really good.
So, all right, we're going to build in FlutterFlow. So, at the beginning of this video and even a tweet last night, I said that I would like to try to connect some emails via Resend. Do want to give a shout out to Resend. They have like this new email generator. Here, I'm going to sign in and then I'll showcase it because I do want to give them a shout out. They've done a really good job with this. Oh no, what is my password? I really wish they had sign in with Google. Oh, choose your own. Okay, I think that's it. Maybe. Yeah, sick. Okay. All right, so they have this email builder. I was able to build out some welcome email, right? I'm going to build out like our email flows in here. This is a great way to utilize AI. I think they've done a killer job here. You can even come in here to the code and you can edit it. So welcome to him, to know him, name. So I could say like your account information, we have created the account below. Come back to preview and boom, looky there, we created the account below. So this is pretty simple, right? AI stuff, and it's a very specific feature. So this is the amazing thing about it, right? I'm not building a whole app. I'm building some email flows. Now, the goal of this would be that when I create another email, that it follows the same sort of structure, the same theme, of this one, because you want emails that sort of follow the same structure. I'm going to use these emails in my resend flows in BuildShip. So when a new user signs up, when a new user is created, we're going to send them this email, and then they can sign in here. So this will be, I sort of combined two here, a welcome and an invited user, but I'm going to basically change this, duplicate it, make this one the invited user, make another one a welcome email. And then, yeah, we're going to send those to users. So new.email, go create it. You can prompt emails. Really, really cool. They utilize React email, which is really sick. It's something that we've been needing a long time, but it's the ability to have components and certain things within email, and really just components that you can build with. They've tested stuff, super cool. So, all right, Mark, you had mentioned beginning of this. I'll just showcase. This is sort of the prayer app, our current, where we're at currently. So we have home, right? We have this ability to see my journeys, to discover Jesus. I think we did this, we sort of showcased this last week. But then we did some gamification last week as well. So after you pray, I've already prayed today, but after you pray, you get a modal at the bottom that sort of gamifies your interactions. Says like, hey, you've done 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, etc. Then we have this ability to create communities. So this is sort of where I want to focus on today. I've handed this off to Mark. He's sort of been developing this out. And so he's running some issues. I want to help him troubleshoot and sort of focus on, I want to troubleshoot and try to sort of fine tune this stuff with him. So the
Oh,
goal of
that'd be
this is
great.
that, these small groups or events are, these small groups, sorry, or community groups would have events. They would have a specific place, like a group messaging. These events may have content within the event. So maybe a lesson that you're going to go over, things to pray about. They're going to have a time and date. They're going to have a location. Maybe it's on Zoom. Maybe it's on, maybe it's an actual location. So he's built out a good bit of content here, which is great. We have very specific, permissions or actions you can do, which is cool. And then this is that, so you can view members. Let's see, you can do their link to join. Nice. So we're going to do a deep link. Really waiting for FlutterFlow's deep linking solution, but okay. What questions did you have, Mark, that you wanted me to help you
Well,
with?
basically, when you're on the creating you can go ahead and create a prayer group, a new one.
Cool.
Not that, down to should be create group, And when you click on create group, there should be a bottom sheet that
Yeah.
pops up to add emails to,
Okay.
to send out a bunch of different emails.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and the way I set it up is that bottom sheet should come before the snack bar, just to see if it was going to work, Um,
Yeah.
and there's a
Yep.
navigation before the bottom sheet as well. But what happens is, as you can see, you'll just navigate and the snack bar will show, but the bottom sheet won't.
Okay. Cool. So we'll continue here. We have admin permissions here. Nice. Really nice work here, dude.
Thanks, man.
Okay, so create an invite. I'm gonna go to that page. So we have a bunch of modals, prayer group components. We have a create prayer group flow, and this is probably an edit. view. Yep.
Yeah, so it would be on the administrative roles page.
Gotcha.
In the top one, the first one, yeah, not the edit. Yeah, the first
This
condition
one.
there, and on that action there. But it's on the actual page itself, on the Create Prayer Group Flow page.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
past the
So here.
Yeah.
Because there's an action. Nice. All right. Let's see. So we're creating the pro group. Created group here. Pending. Nice. All right. Created by member refs. Awesome. We're creating the chat. We're sending notification. Okay. All right. So clear pending members. Nice. And then we're doing this. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is probably where
Yeah.
stuff is happening. So modal add emails. Let's go ahead and disable this action. We don't want to navigate and then add and then do a bottom sheet.
So is it always like an either or thing? Like the bottom sheet should come over the create flow, and then when you have that, it navigates, or
I mean, man, this is so nuanced. I'm not doing that in my prayer streak yesterday, last
Yeah.
live stream, right? We navigated the home screen and then we had a bottom sheet come up with the thing. But since we're running into an issue, I'm gonna say let's try to just trigger the bottom sheet, and then from the bottom sheet we'll navigate to that next
Okay.
screen. So
That leads me to a couple then like more UI and UX questions, of like
yep,
should it then be a full page? Because right now it's like a modal where you can drag it down.
yeah.
Should it be switched into a full page if it's just gonna show up over you know what I mean?
Doesn't have to be. And we could basically say, undo enable drag. So we could just make it, come up and you have to take an action in order
Yeah.
to get out of
Like
it.
skip or something.
So yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So, all right, I'm gonna add people to group. So I'm gonna create an invite. Boom, nice. Okay, so we got down to all the way to
Nice.
here. All
Yes.
right. And now I'm going to say I need to create emails. And this is what I was working on. I was actually working on this flow for the
Yeah.
email invites. So you can add multiple, 10 at kaleo.design. Perfect. And we want to clear
true.
this.
Yeah.
So let's see. What is that
It's gonna
test group?
be modal at add email, not add modal underscore add underscore emails.
I see.
And that was a tongue twister.
Perfect. Yes, it is. All right. All right. So yeah, let's take this action. Validate form, update component state. Let's go ahead and clear that form. I'm actually glad you don't have to prompt this. So we'll clear it and then we'll set it. This is fun. Set, enter emails. Yep. And we'll focus it at the very end. Cool. All right. So what this is going to do, when we click this, right, it'll add the email to the list. It will then clear this form field, and then it will set it again. So it's going to clear it and use it set. So you can just type another one in, boom, type another one in, boom, type another one
Okay,
in,
so like
boom.
setting it just means
Very
like it kind of like auto focuses on it.
exactly. Yep. Yep. So we're gonna wait until this it's looking good, looking good. Nice, disabled. All right. That's probably good. Andrew 9 at cloud.design. Boom, and there it is. See, now we can
That's a
see
nice little
Andrew
feature, man. That's cool.
8 at cloud.design. And really what I would do is I would probably I'd probably do this on enter as well.
Yeah.
So you could do like, I mean, most people are going to be doing this from their mobile phone. So yeah, they're going to just press like submit and then enter that. Cool. And then we're going to send these invites. Do we have any
No, we
action
don't.
on this? Gotcha. So this is where we're going to trigger the build ship flow to send emails to those users, or yeah, essentially.
Cool. And you said that you already built that out, or
Cool.
you haven't yet?
I'm building
Okay.
it out right now.
But you didn't want to build it out
So,
on the live stream.
yep. No,
Oh,
I was
okay.
failing miserably. So we'll yeah, I think
What we
we've
could
done
do
some good
though
stuff
then is
here.
the copy the link
So
one.
yes, easy. So essentially we already have this copy link in the we have it in the pro group, details pro group. So let's see, share pro group. So this is the link on this barcode. So we're gonna just copy that.
Nice.
And currently this is
Where's
just
that link
the
come from again? Just the, so.
Yep. So it's coming from two things. First, there's this feature in FlutterFlow that gives you sort of the link to the app. So what this will do, this is the name and the project name of your application,
Yeah.
right? And we can find that in app details over here. It's not a deep link, it's just a link. So when you copy and paste this on your mobile device, right, this URL scheme right here,
Yeah.
you will open this app, right? So like you can come over here, we'll go home, and I copied that. Let's see. Well, I'll show you, I guess. We'll copy the link and then we'll come here. So okay, I copied that. So let's go back to modals.
Yeah.
Modal add, and we're going to do an action here. We're going to say launch URL. Oh no, sorry, copy. Obviously, we don't want to launch URL. We want to copy the clipboard, and we want to copy the text of know him, and this is actually the specific the directory, right? We did this in another live stream.
Yeah.
We're calling this is a subroot, so this is our details per group, and then a question mark will signify there's a parameter, and then we'll enter the parameter, and then we'll enter an equal sign, and then we're gonna equal this prayer group doc ID or reference.
For someone who's just being invited, it should go to instead of the details prayer group, it should go to the view prayer group.
Okay, cool. Then let's go grab that link. View prayer group, nice. All right, so see this root up here?
Yeah.
Just do that. And then we want to make sure that we have the same parameter. So we're going to change that parameter from whatever it was on details. So here it's my prayer group. Here it's prayer group. So we're just going to do prayer group equals, that document ID.
Yeah.
So let's go back to our modal, add email, and we're going to do this. View prayer group, and then what was that again?
It's
This is like
prayer group.
and is it camel like this?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool. Document ID, nice. So we want to copy the clipboard, and then we probably want to close this. All right, dismiss, because we want to show a snack bar.
Yeah.
Dismiss bottom sheet, and snack bar is not going to come over the modal, the bottom sheet.
Oh.
So we're going to show snack bar.
Is that always?
Yeah. So snack bars will only appear on a scaffold, and since Bottom sheets don't have scaffolds because they're see-through, right? They're a modal. There's just a component. It's like a, what do you call it? Anyways, it's a dialogue essentially that comes up from the bottom. So you have successfully copy the link to, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to combine text actually, because I want to utilize the name of the pro group. Get property document name. Boom. And I'll leave a value here. So sweet. So when we update this, this bottom sheet should close. Oh, and now we can, sorry, I want to do this as well. So we're not going to just dismiss the bottom sheet. We're going to dismiss it and then also navigate back.
Navigate back.
Because, yeah, navigate back. Right, because now we're going to, if we just dismiss it, because we didn't navigate.
That's true.
Right, this is just over this page.
Yeah.
So we want to close and navigate back, which will take us back to whatever page we were at last. So this should be the pro group. When we do this, we should land on the pro group page.
Yeah, would it be better? Yeah, would it be better to land on the details prayer group?
You could navigate to there, but I want to show this. So
yeah,
boom, you've created a pro group. That was not what I said, but all right. But let's go ahead and we have testing group here. Sweet. Let's go back to our Safari and see if we can copy and paste that. Oh, sorry. Safari. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. Yeah. So that's our app. So this is going to open the app for us, right? This little schema here will open the app for us, and it'll take us to the pro group page, question mark with the pro group ID. So we should enter the view pro group page. See, open this page in Know Him Ministries. Yes. Boom. And looky there.
Dude, that's so cool.
Isn't that cool? I don't know why there's chickens here, but
you put
it's a weird group. It's a weird group, you know.
It's
I don't know if I want to request to join.
It's a homesteading group, you know. They come together, you know, to raise their chickens, but also to raise their prayers, you know.
That's right. That's right. So super cool. That's essentially what we want. So if a user, so what we'll do is we will create an email link, right? Probably to the App Store first for them to download the app, and then because this isn't a dynamic deep link, so if they don't have it on their device, right, it won't take them anywhere. It'll just be funky, right? You really need like a domain. What we need is like a domain as well, which we will. We have a knowhim.app that we're gonna launch stuff to. So they'll be taken there, but we also need like a deep link schema, which FlutterFlow is releasing before August, where if they don't have the app installed, it'll take them to the App Store. If they do have the app installed, you know, it'll take them to that page. So this URL schema is just taking them to the app and then directing them, because we have subroutes on. So it's just directing them to the proper page with the proper parameters.
Very cool.
So, yep. Which, yeah, did you approve me?
Should I do it right now?
Yeah, did you approve me? Maybe I was able to join. Or maybe I'm able to view it. This is my testing group, so.
Oh yeah, so it's your own, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I created it, obviously.
Yeah.
Requested to join my own group. I'm really in need of friends.
Yeah, you should just invite me to it.
I will. Give me a second. I
think
want
also
to go to those main screens.
On that modal, for some reason that and this has happened to me before as well, is the whole add button, it was disabled when there was nothing in the little text field, right?
Okay.
But then when there is something in the
Yeah.
text field, it should change color. The button should change to a nice,
Yeah.
primary colors. But it
Yep.
wasn't
Do you
happening.
want?
So that's happened to me before on other buttons as well.
Perfect. Yep. You want to know why?
How come?
All right. So text fields are like the most robust widget in FlutterFlow. And what you need to do is you need to come down here. You need to toggle on update component on focus change and update component on text change.
Ah,
Okay.
yeah, that
So
makes sense.
now the text field will say, hey, we're gonna change things on this component or in this component or on this page when something happens in the text field. So, yep.
That's
Now
cool.
this will be.
Yeah, thanks, man. I
It
was
is
always
very cool.
wondering what it was. I was like scratching my head and being like, what the heck is happening? Everything is good.
All good,
Things
dude.
like that.
Yeah, this is looking good, dude. Really liking it.
Nice.
So, all right. So community launch. Another thing I want to do is I want to create events. So I'm gonna go light mode. Whoa, probably not light mode, but I'll change this to light mode. I want to create events in this app. So we have 8 minutes. And we're gonna vibe it. We're gonna Command D, add page.
Put some music on.
We're gonna, yeah, dude. We need some music. Create. Utilize this group event. Right. I'm gonna change this stuff. Create event. Come on. All right. So these events will be stuff that somebody from the pro group, probably an admin, can do. So since this is in the context of small groups, it's like a small group event. We have a small group event every Saturday from 4 to 6, right? And maybe the location changes and stuff. So we're gonna just create an event, and then we need like a cron job to do like a recurring event or a recurring document creation essentially. We'll figure that out. Actually, we could do a loop action for that. We could do a loop action and a custom function. So, we need to do that in the back end, but we can do it in the front end as well.
The loop action.
So, yeah. Okay, cool. We're gonna do name, description. We're gonna have another like a location address. So and we want this to be just a simple simple location. And we could do this. Okay. Location, and then in the hint text, I want to find the hint text here. I'll say address or URL for Zoom video conference link. Okay. And then event type, we want to have like small group, prayer group, public event, private event, coffee, obviously, just need a place. I need an event for coffee,
How's the optimal coffee going, by the way, your app?
It's going well. I need to do a few things. I need to add like the ability to tag users that have created more than one coffee. Bruce Vanzil, he commented at me and I wasn't able to comment him back because he hasn't created a note yet. So little things like that, but yeah, it's going pretty well.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, we have a due date. So event date here. Nice. And I want to change, look at this. Look at me vibing. So I'm going to change these instead of this, or I guess we want to keep consistency. So let's see. On your other create pages, you do have that. I apologize if you guys can hear my baby crying, but come all the way down. I guess we do have this, so we'll keep it. We do want to pass a parameter for a pro group. And so we're going to pass the document. Oh,
How you digging
forever.
the hip hop?
I love it, dude. The vibes, man.
Vibe.
The vibes. Okay. So we're going to create that event. Create event. So event type, I'm trying to think if I want anything. Oh, I do want, so instead of the X button up here, I've been liking this ability to have X buttons down below. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to say 300. I'm going to wrap this guy in a row. And I'm going to just bring this guy down here. Boom. Sick. Okay, I'm going to copy that. Do 12 here. And on the row, I'm going to paste my padding. Boom. And I'm going to remove this. Pick. And now I can just expand that. And for this one, we're going to make it a back arrow. So easy to head back to, right? Easily accessible.
Yeah.
Navigate back. Nice. Create event. See if we want to update this to include anything. Maybe like after it's selected, we showcase a date. That's even better. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff we do. Okay, it's cool. We're going to come over to this. We do have a lot of stuff here. Group events right there. Name, subtitle, description, date, time, duration, link. Nice. So we have link and we have duration. That's obviously very important. So let's go ahead. I'm going to do this little guy as well in a row. Wrap in a row. And I'm going to drag this guy. Hey, wait, what the heck? This little guy. Wrap in a row. Sweet. Okay. Boom. Nice. And let's go ahead and do spacing here. Expand that. And for this one, we're going to call it duration. And hey, it'll be like 30. Probably have a drop down here actually. Yeah, that's probably wiser. Let's do a drop down here instead. Boom. All right, and we want this. What is this guy? This guy is 48 pixels. I'm going to change it to 8 because that's what the rest of our border radius is 8 pixel. Perfect. And let's adjust this style to the same. So alternate 8, and the height of this should be 48. Cool. The hint text should be duration. And we're going to have 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. We'll probably do a start and end time eventually, but this will be a nice way to handle this. So
yeah,
cool. Max height. Oh, always set a max height on your drop down, especially when you have a lot of options, so that the drop down widget, right?
yeah.
Won't take up the entirety of the screen.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yep. So let's go ahead and create this. We're going to create a document.
It makes it scrollable. It's within the widget itself. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Nice. I'm just gonna add all of these guys. So much fun. Oh, we need a group reference. That's what we need in this. Group events, we need group rep. Oof. Doc ref, group, or group. Perfect. Sweet. And this is what I want changed in FlutterFlow. I've redesigned, I just tweeted out this redesign, you know, like the ability just to really easily create fields takes up like not even this amount of space, not even 60 pixels high, right?
Make a new field.
Where you get all of this stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, that would be really nice. So you don't have to click back into collections.
Yep. No drop down, no, anything. So we'll see. Created by user reference. See, a lot of this stuff has come outdated because like everybody knows how to do this now, right? Everybody knows how to build duration. Oh, duration is an integer. Okay. Wow. I'll do that elsewhere. Okay, link, subtitle. We don't have a subtitle, so we'll just do these. Description, read by, date time, link, group reference here. Perfect. Created event. Perfect. And then obviously you need to like navigate back after this. So back. And in order to make this work, we need two other things. We need rules. Oh, dude, we're done with time. Well, that was it. I want to make sure that we can create. Everyone can create. Nice. I'll just showcase us. Do we have
Yeah.
So sorry, per group elements. In the prayer group, where do I get that modal with those options?
Which one?
Here.
The smaller ones?
Yeah, like when I click that plus button in the bottom.
Yeah.
What modal is that I get?
Oh yeah, that would be I think it's settings, settings, prayer group settings. So if you type in settings, I think it should come in.
Our point per group.
Yeah,
perfect, right here. Yep. All right, so I'm gonna just duplicate this and I'm gonna say event. Calendar. Add event. And we want to, we want to do this. You want to do dismiss first and this one second. Oh, and we actually don't want a bottom sheet. We want a create event. Right up, 300. Perfect. All right.
Cool, man.
So that'll close the loop on that. We'll come back to our groups. I'm going to do God of the Universe because I think I'm a admin there. And we should see.
No,
you see this stuff?
There.
My admin here. Yes. Add event. Perfect. Looky there.
Dude, that's so cool, man.
Yeah.
Well done.
10 minutes. Let's just say we vibe coded it, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, thanks so much for joining. Thanks for joining the TED Talk earlier.
Yes.
My rant. But hopefully it's a beneficial rant. Hopefully it's like a promising rant,
Yeah,
not a
encouraging.
restricted rant. So yeah, really looking forward to the future and what we're going to be building, and how we're going to be helping others build. So I think that's sort of the next phase. So super cool. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. I'm gonna go hang with fam and get back to work on client projects. So
Nice.
yep, I will see y'all.